And now men take center stage. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties on the human side. Chandler-Gilbert, 7-4 in league play, in second place, 14-9 overall. And Matt, all the injuries, and now they sustain another one with Will Coates, their leading scorer, out indefinitely with a lower body injury.
Yeah, it's been an absolute beating for these Coyotes. I mean, all season long, injury after injury after injury, starting with Parker Larson, and now Will Coates, like you mentioned, received an injury to a high ankle sprain, I believe. He'll be out probably the rest of the season. We hope for his rest and recovery and returning back to the court, but that's just a tragic loss. He was a starter player for the team, and to lose him, it's a lot. Ollie Hinder received a concussion playing Scottsdale. He'll be wearing a mask tonight, still on the court. But good news, Javen Price, who was out last game due to illness, he is back.
So for the Coyotes, they are coming off 2 straight wins, a 70-66 victory over Glendale. At Glendale, an impressive victory, getting some revenge after an early season beatdown they took from the Gauchos here. And then a 64-57 victory over Phoenix College. And I think, Matt, in the course of this season, this is a team that's really persevered in all the different moving parts that now a lot of those youngsters that played early, now you can basically take the label of freshman off them because they're no longer freshmen anymore.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it right on the nail. These are guys who, luckily, a lot of them redshirted last year for Coach Silsby, so they got accustomed to the culture, to the dynamic of the team. But then they've had to jump into the deep end of the pool, and boys like Connor and Cohen Aldridge, Javen Price, they've really stepped up. And what I love to see last night against Phoenix College, Lockie McCain, who hasn't really played the point guard position most of the season, he stepped up big. He had a huge night, 22 points, 9 of 13 from the inside, 4-7 from the outside. And he was directing traffic, running that offense. I love to see that from Lockie McCain, so that was huge.
So now they take on a Scottsdale team, actually a South Mountain team. South Mountain defeated Scottsdale a couple weeks ago, 86-80, knocked off Mesa 74-65, and they're led by one of the best scorers in the conference in Cash Calloway, a young man that can really fill it up. And you look at Cash Calloway, the numbers he's putting up, 19 a game. Also, they've got Jaden Potts, who's putting up 15, and Jacob Taylor, who's averaging 10 points a game. And this is a South Mountain team. They've got some talent. They got some scorers, and we talk about Callaway. He's the fourth. I think that he's tied for fourth in the league in scoring. So this is by no means a layup for the Coyotes.
Yeah, I mean, Cash Callaway, some of these boys on the South Mountain team, they're killers. They'll go in there, they'll play hard. Cash Callaway, in their last matchup against Chandler-Gilbert, which Chandler-Gilbert won, Cash Callaway with 31 points in that matchup. Jacob Taylor with 17. Now, Javen Price played well with 21. Ollie Hinder showed up big in that game, 12. And Connor Aldridge with 15. I think that's when Javen Price really took that stride into that next level of his game. So we hope to see that play out again here tonight with the Coyotes taking the win.
Starting lineups for the Coyotes, Javen Price, number 5, Lockie McCain, number 21, Cohen Aldridge, 23, Connor Aldridge, and Carter Carab, number 34. Make that number 32. On the other side, Cash Callaway, number 0, number 4, Jacob Taylor, number 11, Drew Hoxie, number 23, Julius Williams at number 55. In Driscoll. And we are about to tip this one off.
Boys all lined up, ready to get this game started. Your Coyotes in the white and teal, and South Mountain the black and blue.
And we are tipping this one off. Carab and the Coyotes will take possession with Javen Price running the show. Carter Carab getting more and more, becoming that physical force the Coyotes need. Carab up top. Coyotes working the top of the key. Carab going strong, and Carter with a strong move inside. And just an excellent mano-a-mano, get in your face and not afraid to let it rip move by Carter Carab, and that's a tone setter right there.
Absolutely.
The Coyotes, even though they might not have all the bodies, they're not going to be afraid to attack the paint. And on the other side, going strong inside with a purpose, Javen Driscoll. And Driscoll came up with a little bit of a flex on the way up the court.
Oh, absolutely.
So you gotta like that. South Mountain led by their head coach, Dr. Daniel Nichols. Long range. That's off the front of the iron. Off the miss. Connor Aldridge. Shot is up from three. That's off the mark from a long way from Cash Calloway.
And you can tell right off the bat, that's something the Cows are going to have to watch out for. Is Cash Calloway from three pulling up. There was no hesitation in that last shot.
Aldridge blocked in the corner. Good defense by Drew Hoxie. South Mountain can tell they got some athletes as Jacob Taylor works the ball up the floor. Now it's swung over. Julius Williams, Callaway, and the Coyotes. Callaway lets it rip. He's a sharp shooter.
Yes, he is.
Very similar to Cohen Gonzalez of Pima. Of course, we talk about Pima, now ranked number 3 in the country, 23 and overall, 23-0 overall, just a machine right now. Carter Carab over to Connor Aldridge. Knocked away. Taken away by the Cougars. Transition, tries to scoop it up, but draws the contact. Julius Williams. And Lockie McCain will draw the foul. Coyotes won this matchup earlier in the season, 79-69. Back on Saturday, January 11th. Of course, each game is its own entity, and South Mountain looking for payback. Kind of look at the standings. On the men's side, South Mountain, they're trying to scratch and claw for that 4 spot there. 4-7 in the league, 9-14 overall. Just a game behind Glendale for that 4 spot. So they got a lot to play for.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it, just the absolute talent that is the Valley here in the basketball leagues. I mean, no game is a given. You never know, and obviously Pima with a perfect record thus far, but there's so much talent in the Valley, you just never know what to expect.
Absolutely, and it's all about harnessing and focusing. I mean, we saw Glendale as Connor Aldridge in the game and Lockie McCain lets it rip. Connor out, I should say. Ollie Hinder in. And Lockie McCain. So good to see Lockie unleashed, starting to get into a groove offensively.
And it's good to see he's picking up right where he left off against Phoenix. I mean, he was a sharpshooter that night. It's good to see him come out early and shoot from there.
Off the mark by Jacob Taylor. Callaway's there. Callaway, a catch and shoot guard. He'll let it rip at any point. Good move and kicked the other way. Little spin inside, trying to work it inside, and Ali Hinder active. Jabin the other way. High off the glass, won't go. The good rip off the glass by Jabin Driscoll from North Canyon High School.
Good steal.
Jabin with the steal. Jabin going the other way. Jabin won't go, and the putback is there by Cohen. Cohen with the hustle. 7-3, Coyotes lead. Lockie fighting off the screen. Set by Driscoll. Drew Hoxie, other side. Javen active, and you like to see that.
You know, Javen missed that last little run there. Looks like he was going for a dunk, but I love his hustle. He's just been aggressive on the ball, forcing a couple turnovers or
and we'll get a timeout on the floor. Media timeout, we'll take one as well.
Now both teams will work their way out of the huddle and make their way back to the court. 16 on the clock, with Coyotes taking the lead at 7.
Back to live action off the timeout. 7-3, Coyotes. Jacob Taylor on the floor. Swings it over. 3 on the shot clock. Shot is up from the outside. That's off the mark, and Javen skying among the trees. Middle of the floor. Works it over to Cohen. Cohen, it's got Lockie. Lockie not afraid to catch and shoot. We've seen that so many times from the wonder from down under. Now Ollie up top. Half court set for the Coyotes. Javen has a shot clock down to 10. Cohen in the lane. Cohen pull up, and Cohen with the splash. I gotta tell you, Cohen Aldridge has gotten better as the season has progressed. First it was Connor. Looked like Connor was the better of the brothers, and Connor has played consistent throughout, but I think Cohen's got more comfortable with the game and the speed, and he's getting better with each outing.
Yeah, no doubt. He's really locked in, especially in that inside lane, driving, pushing off, little floater or jump shot. It's great to watch.
Cash Calloway, little fake and bake. And Calloway sizzles with a nice jumper.
And you can tell Callaway has no problem firing in traffic. He'll pull up, make it work, adjust, and you can see he can land his shots.
He's from Pasco, Washington. He went to Chiawana High School. Javen Price with the basket. 11-5 Coyotes. Offense is sizzling early on. Once again, we kind of talked about it. Youth is served on this team. All these youngsters that played early and often. Now we're in the second half of the year, and Javen, Cohen, Ollie, Connor, no longer freshmen, as well as Carter Carab. These guys have gotten plenty of battles on the court, and now they're essentially sophomores. And all this playing time is going to bode well for this team as they return a great nucleus next season. Of course, Steve has got to share talented red shirts, and the Coyotes are going to be in a good position next year to contend. Of course, Pima's going to lose a slew of talent off this year's team, and the Coyotes will be right there again with a chance to make some noise. And look, you never know what could happen. Right now, if the playoffs started today, the Coyotes are the 2 seed, and they would host Scottsdale right here. Pima would be the 1. They would host Glendale, and Glendale gave Pima a game early in the season at Glendale. Hey, any given day on the court, anything can happen. Coyotes now into their half-court offense. Kobe Mott on the floor. Kobe. Javen. Try to work that inside, try to get the dish to Carter. It's good to see Kobe Mott on the floor. He suffered that broken hand last fall. One of numerous injuries for this team. You can't even count them. Just off the charts, the amount of injuries the Coyotes had. Whereas the year before, Justin Fisher and Andre Harris and that team, they played the year essentially. They lost Ty Cochran early, and that's another injury for this Coyotes team. And we're hoping at some point we get to see Ty Cochran play basketball. And Javen driving with a purpose. He's getting better and better driving and finishing at the rim. You'd love to see that. Early on in the season, that wasn't the case. And just think about another year in the weight room, that'll mean to him finishing around the rack. 13-5 Coyotes, so the pull-up. That's off the mark. Carter going strong. It's going the other way. Carter doesn't get the rip, but the box out paramount. And the Coyotes get another possession. Rocky McCain checking in. Cohen checking out. Tegan Mulalny in the game. Lockie, Ollie down in the box. Kobe Mott and Mulalny. So opportunities for young men to get their chance on the floor and show what they can do. Lockie McCain swings it out to Carter. Carter up top. South Mountain coming with man-to-man defense. Ollie, long hook. Off the iron, and Ollie getting knocked around. The last thing we want to see, don't hit Ollie in the face. He's already kind of, resembling Bane from Batman. So the last thing we want to do is give him another injury to keep him out of any future contests on the floor. McKay Anderson in. He's from Meridian High School in Idaho. All these youngsters coming from across the country, they just want to soak up some sunshine. They've been in cold weather states, like, no more. I need some vitamin D. I need Mother Nature glistening and glowing my skin. 7 on the shot clock. Taylor fires it up. That's off the mark. Grab over to Teagan. Teagan will facilitate. Got Anderson on his back, and Taylor's on Carter. Ollie Hinder up top, a big body, and Nathan Robinson on him. Ollie now down and low. Ollie kicks it out. Carter. 7. Carter going strong. Blocked underneath. Good defense by Drew Hoxie. Drew Hoxie from Phoenix Prep here in the Valley. Connor checking in. Carter checking out. Expect the Coyotes to dabble up a 3 in the corner. We've seen it numerous times. Lockie from the corner, in and out. But the play was there. Connor works it out to Hinder. Maloney. And Ollie up top. Connor off the top of the key, into the lane. Connor baking, off balance, off the mark. But Ollie, that extra rebound. Coyotes winning the battle of the boards, and Ollie with the floater puts it in.
I love the activity from Ollie Hinder. I mean, he was all over it. He got several rebounds, put his team in a position to score multiple times, or have a chance to score multiple times, and that's what you want to see out of the post.
Coyotes averaging 38 rebounds a game on that possession alone. They ripped about 4 or 5. Big basket as they have a 10-point lead. And right now the Coyotes defensively manning up and rotating, switching up so well, forcing South Mountain to go deep in the shot clock as that pass is out of bounds. So great defense yet again. Kobe Mott checking out, Cohen checking in.
And Coach Silsby active on the rotation. You can see him feeding his boys in one after another, and I like that. I think he's seen now that these boys can play in any combination, any dynamic. They've had the experiences we talked about, and that makes a more lethal team.
Ollie with Robinson on him. They dump it down in the post. Active hands by South Mountain.
Good step through.
Lockie tried a leaner, could not go. It's the Cougars in transition. Had a body underneath. They missed the back door, and that is shot from the outside. Off the mark by Nathan Robinson. Mullowney shoots it to Lockie. Lockie had some space. Trying to find Cohen in the other corner. 15-5. Fast moving. First half, only 2 fouls, very little stoppages. It has flown by. And once again, this Coyotes team, all the injuries, in second place. Speaks volumes of the coaching of Steve Silsby and his staff, and the heart and effort of these players to step up under incredible adverse conditions. Every week, every game, checking to see who can actually lace and play a full 40. Jabin done a nice job early. Carter. Shot is up by Jabin off the side of the iron. Ripped down by Robinson. Cash Calloway. With McKay Anderson running the point. Jabin doing a nice job on Cash Calloway, knowing can't afford to give him any space. And that's a good, strong move underneath by Julius Williams from Ironwood High School. Williams just kind of willing his way in there. He's got 3 points. Jabin on the other side. Cohen thought about it for a split second. Now works it across the perimeter. Lockie across the way. Jabin driving strong. Jabin. And that's partially blocked and going the other way. Jabin with a good electric move. Good defense underneath. Give the credit to David Yukowski from Cicero Prep in Scottsdale. And you got the South Mountain basketball team on the women's side, chirping a little bit, rooting their men's squad on. Gotta like that. Cash Calloway thought about a step back. Calloway, couple dribbles. Calloway drawing the ire of his coach, Daniel Nichols, who wasn't happy with the shot selection. Carter, fade away. Carter,
Shot.
sizzling. Great shot by Carter Garab. Getting more and more confident. Everything with Carter would always be strong to that basket. Now he's believing in that little 10-footer. Cash Calloway the other way. Once again, Coyotes forcing South Mountain deep into the shot clock. Shot is up, and that is stroked from the outside. Julius Williams, he's got 6 points. 17-10. Thomas about to check in for Chandler-Gilbert. Connor up top. Anderson right in his mug. Connor puts it on the floor. Ooh, nice move by Connor Aldridge and the incredible balance. 19-10. Kept the balance and finger rolled it in. Calloway from long range. Nothing but net. Cash Calloway, long range, bomb. 19-13. And we've seen enough of the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. It's Cohen Gonzalez and Cash Calloway. Their games are identical.
Yeah.
They can both step back and sizzling with the basketball, good handles, and Cohen, and one.
Wow. And we've talked about, Joe, the Aldridge boys are just so consistent when they go on the inside. They can drive in, they penetrate, and right after another, we saw Connor go in, nice little reverse over to the other hand, put it in, and then Cohen right on in lead and in step and takes it to the rim.
Aldridge with the shot at the three-point play. And Aldridge does just that. He's got 7 points. The lead is 9 for Chandler-Gilbert. Cash Calloway getting a lock-up situation by Javen Price. And I love it. Coyotes well-versed. They know that Calloway is their guy. Got to put your best, quickest guard on him, and that is Javen Price.
Yeah, and Javen's such a good person to have on those type of guards. We've seen him against Cohen Gonzalez. Now we see him against Cash Calloway. He's quick, he's aggressive. He's a good matchup.
David Jackson, number 15, in for South Mountain. Julius Williams, the aggressive move. And they're going to call the offensive foul on Williams. And Dr. Daniel Nichols, the head coach of South Mountain, not happy with the officiating on that call. We'll get the officials' names for you in the second frame. Coach Nichols claiming that Chandler-Gilbert won the Academy Award for the best flopping job here in the East Valley. Gonzalez swings over to Ali. Javen Price. Javen swings over to Cohen. Cohen had a split second. Great dribble and a good feed inside. Ali, little hook, and Ali gets the roll. What about the recognition by Cohen instinctively knowing Ali was in the post? Great move by Ali and great read by Cohen Aldridge.
Yeah, great court vision.
Julius Williams going strong. Williams with 8 points, and Coach David Nichols pleading for his team to get up, stopped defensively. Ali with Robinson on him, long and lanky. Ali swings over to Cohen. Cohen, good fake. Calloway tried to save it. And Calloway stepped out of bounds. Ali with the mask on after suffering that injury. Javen, 5 on the shot clock. Javen going in, elbow. Off the mark. Ball is up. And it's going the other way. Good read by Jabin, though. He knew the shot clock was going down, had the look, just could not get it to drop. David Jackson. Grew up here in Phoenix. Callaway. Coyotes put the double, and that frees up Robinson from the outside. And Robinson, long and lanky, shows the ability to stretch the floor. 6-point game. Jabin works it to Thomas. Thomas back to Jabin. 14. Jabin driving, and Jabin with a sweet move and 2. Jabin Price with 6 points. Jabin Price getting better and better as this season has progressed. Cash Callaway, no hesitation. Cash Callaway, long range dagger. He's got 8 points. He's putting up 19 per game, 4th leading scorer in the conference.
And Joe, I'll tell you, when you got a guy who can shoot that far back with consistency night after night, he's a lethal weapon. And that's something you watch out for. I mean, it's such a hard shot to defend.
Ali can't get it to drop. Jackson up the middle floor. Thomas picks him up. Now it's Callaway. And right now, you almost got to figure the Counties might have to double Callaway on the perimeter. Robinson lets it go. That's in and out. But a good look by Robinson.
Yeah, real good look.
Stroked a 3 a short time ago, and that one just rolled around the rim. Thomas puts it on the deck. Thomas looking for Ali. Quick ball situation. Robinson. Taylor coming back in for South Mountain, as well as Carter and Lockie McCain. Good minutes for Ali, good minutes for Cohen. Cohen with 7 points, Ali with 4 points in this one. 5-point game, 4:18 left as McCain comes in. Lockie stroked a 3 earlier in this one. And Carter has been physically tough as always. And they feed Carter immediately. Carter going in. Won't get the roll. Drew Hoxie pulls it down. Jackson the other way. Jackson almost lost the handle. Robinson. And Carter forces him out. Callaway, he's got space, and Callaway dishes it out to Taylor. Taylor, little spin move, off balance. And they're going to call the foul against Thomas. And that was some good balance by Jacob Taylor. Thomas, that's his first. Taylor going to the line from Trivium Prep in Surprise. 65% free throw shooter. He's putting up 10 a night. His first point of the night. David Jackson checking out. You're watching game 2 of the doubleheader basketball right here from Chandler-Gilbert, the Coyote Center, the premier Coliseum here in the East Valley. If you're contemplating a junior college excursion, come on out and check out the campus of Chandler-Gilbert. Simply gorgeous. Jabin Price gets tied up with McKay Anderson. Now a 3-point game. South Mountain clawing their way back into this one. Off the inbounds. Price inside. Carter. Dangerous pass in traffic, and Cougars come up with it. They can tie it with a 3. McKay Anderson. Guarded by Lockie. They work it to Taylor, and the reach in by Thomas. It's going to be his second. Dr. Daniel Nichols staying hydrated by drinking strawberry kiwi hint water. The water of coaches across America. Callaway thought about it. He was locked and loaded as Maloney pulled in quickly. Callaway, no hesitation, and that one just rolled around the rim. And you got like the moxie of Cash Callaway because he feels he can make every shot. And when you're a scorer, you got to have that feeling. And it's always exciting to see those kind of players. Ooh. And Cohen Aldridge is just, wow, one of the Coyotes right now. He's got 10 first half points, 29-23. And right now, Cohen Aldridge has been the best player on the floor for the Coyotes in this one.
His game has been so fluid tonight. I mean, he's just picking up things, seeing different players on the court. I love what he's done with Ollie, and obviously splashing that outside three is big.
And Drew Hoxie with a man-sized move to the rim, 29-25. Maloney in the corner, works it back to Cohen. Now the Coyotes work the top of the key. Connor with Lockey in the corner. Anderson trying to track down. Shot clock winding down. Partially blocked by Hoxie. Connor, another opportunity, and the shot clock goes off. Not a good possession. But you can't say enough about the defense on Drew Hoxie. Hoxie, long body. He was blanketed on Connor, and he's got that long length, long wingspan, and made it difficult for Connor to get a good, clean look. And that block was paramount in that shot clock violation.
Yeah, we've seen great athleticism from South Mountain. They've really got some length and some hops, and they can get up in your face quickly.
Taylor puts on the floor. Anderson. Oof. Couple nice dribbles. Now he works it to Hoxie. Hoxie tries to bank it off the glass. Connor Aldridge. Over to Lockey. Connor, strong move. In the corner, Cohen. And Woo. Cohen gets the roll. Another triple for Cohen. He's got 13 first half points. And right now, Cohen Aldridge no longer in the shadow of his twin. And he is proving that on any given night, he can lead this Coyotes team and be the best player on the floor.
And I'll tell you, when you got a guy on the court who's shooting and he's feeling it, you feed him. And that's what they're doing. He's hitting from the outside. That's what you got to do.
Of course, his mom and dad in attendance. They come to every game. Tremendous people. As well as Ollie Hinder's dad, who's also in attendance, played professionally in Australia. Ollie Hinder. And that's going to be a foul on Kay Anderson. Carter was moving and Kay Anderson tangled from behind. Non-shooting. 56.4 seconds left in this first half. Fast moving first half. It is really just flown by.
Cruising right along.
Maloney off the inbounds. Anderson with the foul. 14 foul. 4 fouls, even apiece, and stepping in is number 32, Brandon Mageas. Hinder inside. We were blocked on the play, but Ollie went strong, puts it in. 9-point lead. Taylor on the other end. Try to scoop it in, won't go. It's going the other way, so great defense as South Mountain pulled within 3, and all of a sudden it's the Coyotes getting stronger by the second as they surge toward the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Call it an 8-second game clock to shot clock differential. 33 seconds, Coyotes 22 seconds on the shot clock. Maloney works it over to Connor. Cohen dumps it down to Ollie. Ollie defended and it worked back out to Connor. In and out. Underneath. Cohen strong. Cohen! And that is knocked out of bounds. And it's Coyotes possession. 13.8 seconds left. So a hustle on the boards by Carter Corab extends the possession. Javen in as the Coyotes can play for the final shot. Kobe Mott also on the floor. Rocky checking back in. Inbounds. Cohen feeding it to Javen. Javen with a bigger body in him on Julius Williams. Gets the screen. Javen. And Javen gets called for the travel with 2.5 seconds left. And that was a situation right there. You're almost thinking that Javen meant to travel, and there should have been a shooter in that corner to give him a good, clean look. Instead, that wasn't the case, and Javen just lost his footing. Javen blocked at the buzzer, and that's going to do it for the first half. And the Coyotes with a 34-25 lead. And when we talk about the Coyotes in the first half, Cohen Aldridge, the story. Cohen, a sizzling first half, 13 points, a couple threes in the mix.
Yeah, Cohen's been explosive, to say the least. He came out here, took over, and just didn't stop. And it's not just even on the offensive side scoring, but defensively he's locked down. The Coyotes have all done a great job defensively. But you saw him going in for the rebound. He almost had that nice putback from Connor's missed shot, and it was just Cohen's been all over the place. But great hustle from the whole team. I love what Carter Korab's been doing. He's been consistent. He's been doing great rebounding, putting it back in, and Ollie, some great rebounds for his team as well as some putbacks.
Ollie with 6 points, Carter Korab with 4 points. And Javen Price has shown his ability once again to finish. He's been strong around the rim.
Yeah, we talked about early. Lots of power, lot of explosiveness towards the hoop. No finesse, no touch, and that's night and day difference. It's really changed, and I think it all started when he went to South Mountain the last time. We saw his numbers go way up, actually putting numbers on the board. 21 that game, and it really hasn't slowed down since. So I expect he'll have a great night as well.
On the other side, Cash Calloway, the 4th leading scorer in the conference, showing his ability to let it rip. He's got 8 points, a couple threes, and Julius Williams attacking the glass. He's got 8 as well.
Yeah, they've both been huge. Julius Williams, obviously some great athleticism, and the prowess from Cash Calloway, pulling up from as deep as he is. The Cats are going to have to keep a watch on that, and you hear Coach Silsby talking to his boys. They got to lock him up and keep him man-to-man. Otherwise, he's going to blow past you and put points on the board. So he's definitely a concern for the Coyotes, and they're watching out for him.
Coyotes looking for their 3rd straight win, 7-4 in league, trying to keep pace and lock up that 2nd spot for the postseason, which would give them a first-round playoff game right here. 34-25. We'll take a short timeout for the Coyotes that are at second half. 13 minutes and counting on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. So Matt definitely won't know this song playing, but I do because I'm part of the 80s generation. Morris Day and the Knights. Classic tune from the Purple Rain soundtrack. Of course, the great one, the Man of Purple, rest in peace.
Yep.
And back here at the Coyote Center, Coyotes with a 34-25 halftime lead. And once again, no Will Coates, out with a lower body injury, and they lost Ty Cochran to start the year. Parker Larson, their starting center, out with a season-ending lower body injury, and all this team continues to do is find answers in second place in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference with a record of 7-4. They've won 2 straight, and they're halfway home to their 8th league win.
Yeah, with all the injuries, you wouldn't know it. They really haven't missed a beat. They've just kept plowing forward. Next man up is what they say when we interview them. And I think that motto's really carried across the board. They've just come to the table and brought everything they have, and it shows. And it's shown in this game specifically as well. They played well, and they've maintained their lead. We hope to see that in the second half.
Of course, we've seen some great production from Cohen Aldridge, who's been really willed the Coyotes in the first half. Cohen Aldridge was the best player on that floor in the first half, and that's a far cry from when he started the season. Maybe a little gun shy as a freshman, having to deal with the speed of the game. And, of course, Cohen and Connor, twin brothers, they redshirted last year. Now they're stepping into the spotlight, and Cohen in the first half of the year was the better of the two. Now Cohen he's bridged the gap in a big way.
Yeah, he's been huge. And, his dad came up to me last game, told me he's been putting together some highlight reels for the boys. And he loved our commentary on there. He made mention of that. But I think this is a game that he's going to have to go clip some highlights for Cohen because he's been outstanding. And there's a lot to be proud of. And he's definitely a player that got some sizzle tonight.
Absolutely. Of course, Ali Hinder down in the blocks wearing that mask after suffering that injury a short time ago with 6 points. And Javen Price strong finishing around the rim. And on the other side, can't say enough about Cash Calloway, a gunslinger. And you got to love those. Those gunslingers, they will just rifle up shots at any given point. They just pull it out of the holster because they feel they can knock the bullseye at any given point, anywhere on the floor. He's got a couple threes. He's got 8 points, and he's been matched by Julius Williams, a long, lanky, physical specimen who is powered to the glass for 8 points as well.
Yeah, they've been outstanding. Cash Calloway, when you got a guy slinging shots from midway between the logo and the three, I mean, that's just so much more room you have to defend. And that's what makes him such a valuable player, a lethal player in the Coyotes case. But he's also shown he's got some good speed. He can go on the inside and throw things up. So he's kind of a wild card that the Coyotes have to watch for.
34-25. We're closing in on the second half. And, Matt, as we kind of get ready for this second frame, defensively for Coach Silsby and the Coyotes, what are some of the points of emphasis you hope to see?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've got great defense most days and most games. They got to stay on top of it. Rotate well, keep on your man, don't lose focus, keep the speed intense. And then they've got to lock down on Cash Calloway. They can't let him get hot and really start to drive inside and make looks. And then obviously keep your big guys in control. Make sure they don't penetrate too much, but they've done a good job with that so far.
Big thing for me offensively is the team to continue to move when they don't have the ball and to find that extra juice in the tank. We've seen that in extra possessions where they would get 3, 4, 5 rebounds. That extra possession has played huge in this one, and to find that extra burst to provide an extra opportunity could play paramount for the Coyotes in a tight battle here, especially with Callaway, who once again comes out gunslinging, misses off the mark, and that trickles out of bounds.
And that's going to be the tricky thing right there is Cash Callaway, he's hit some, he hasn't been as consistent. I think he hopes he was tonight, but you don't want him to get hot. You don't want him to just start firing away and really start making his mark present. So they got to do whatever they can to lock him up.
And we've seen that in Coyotes losses where a three-point specialist all of a sudden goes off, and that's Javen Price with the pull-up. That's nice to see. Usually Javen, everything is around the glass. but that was a nice intermediate jump shot that he pops and delivers on. Williams gets locked up. They work it to Taylor. Good defense by Cohen. Taylor lets it go from long range, off the front of the iron. Cohen pulls it down. Cohen works it down court.
Good pass.
Carter, strong and in. And that is just good ball recognition by Cohen, and Carter just cutting. And on the other end for Coach Daniel Nichols, you got to be frustrated by your team getting beaten in transition. It's almost something that you never want to see from your team. That was a methodical move by Drew Hoxie, who will shoot a pair. The foul on Lockie McCain, his second. Or they're saying that's the first on Lockie. Hoxie, smooth on the delivery. Hoxie, 50% free throw shooter, but locked in on both of those. 38-27. Coyotes working out of the backcourt very effectively with Lockie and Javen directing traffic. Lockie trying to push for space against Cash Calloway. Lockie over to Javen. Javen works off the screen. Javen going in and just beats Cash Calloway, going to the rack hard. Javen Price, that first step is as good as any in this conference. But Javen, and of course, can't say enough about Cohen J. Gonzalez in that first step. Cohen's more of an outside shooter, whereas Javen's more of a rim attacker. And that's a pull-up that won't go. A battle ensuing underneath. A couple big bodies, determined big bodies underneath, going at it in Driscoll and Carter Carab. And I love the fact that, you know, even though Carter picked up the foul, he's just getting more and more confident in the physicality of the game.
Yeah.
Carter doesn't pick up tic-tac fouls. I mean, he's very smart within the paint. Taylor worked out to Callaway. Callaway, catch and shoot, off the mark. Carter, another rebound. Works it out to Cohen. Cohen coming up on the left side. Works the middle of the floor, over to Connor. Connor dumping it down, and that's going to be a reach in on Taylor. Good mismatch, good recognition by the Coyotes. High IQ. Carter easily the size advantage over Taylor. They went to him immediately. Taylor picks up the foul.
And as we've watched Carter's game evolve, we've talked about this. He just keeps getting stronger, more aggressive, more power behind his move, but not out of control power. He knows what he's doing. It's very consistent, and he's a real stable block for the Coyotes.
Now he's turning into a rock down in the post, and along the way, just highly efficient and effective, like right there. Doesn't Cohen, nice and smooth. Getting back to Carter, is that right there? Pass miss, immediately went after it.
Yeah.
It's the small little things right now that the Coyotes are winning, small little battles, the extra hustle plays that are keeping plays alive and giving them more opportunities. And when a team is undermanned and they've lost so much firepower over the course of time as Carter picks up the foul, they've got to do the little things, the scratch and claw and battle and out hustle and all these little things. Playoff time might not bode well. Maybe they might come up short, or maybe they pull off and maybe they go to the national playoffs. But everything they're doing now leads to a team next season is going to have a chance to contend for the region championship and play nationally.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Coach Silsby's focus on fundamentals, and that's really, you make a great point. They do the little things right, and they execute on the fundamentals, and that's what sets them apart.
Driscoll misses both, and Lockie comes up with it. Cohen thought about it, dumps it down to Ollie. Mismatch, David Jackson. Now the inside look. How about that feed from the big guy? Cohen underneath. And Ollie directing traffic, and a timeout on the floor, and rightfully so. Coyotes on a 10-2 run to start this second half. And needs to say, you look at the box score. Price with 4 in the second half. Cohen with 4. Carter 2. And once again, Ollie Hinder with a great pass, feeding Carter underneath.
Yeah, and I love Cohen taking the time to, you saw him, a little fake there, thought about it, but then realized there's a better play here. Passed it down to Ollie, then got the great open look. So set himself up really for a better score, a more likely point for his team, and he executed.
This Coyotes team just really showing a lot of mental toughness. So many injuries in the course of the year. A team that could have easily collapsed, but instead they continue to find a way. And their season, as they continue to battle, 7-4 in conference, 14-9 overall, 8-3 on home court. You know, the games, of course, down the stretch get bigger and better and have so much meaning. Saturday, they're at Mesa, followed by next Wednesday, right here, third-ranked Pima comes to town.
It's a big one.
And if you love college basketball, that is a great one to watch because Chandler-Gilbert will have all the motivation in the world to pull off the upset. And Pima, when it's all said and done, Pima has a shot to win the national title. That is how good that team is.
Yeah.
Great guard play. They got size. They've got depth. After that, following week, Scottsdale here. That's Saturday the 22nd, Glendale. A road trip to Phoenix College on the 26th, and then wrapping up at South Mountain Saturday the 1st in March. Big time basketball. Every game paramount for the Coyotes. Callaway, Jamin Price meets him step for step. Strong move underneath. Great defense and the foul on Driscoll. And love the way the Coyotes just suffocated Drew Hoxie who's going in. All of a sudden, he saw white and teal all over him and had no room to operate and turns the ball over. And right now you get with South Mountain a little bit, maybe a source of frustration. Things not going their way. Shots aren't dropping. And Coyotes finding ways to score offensively in different ways. Price. Cohen from long range. Cohen off the side of the iron. And the hustle, the second chance efforts we've been talking about. Last time it's Connor. And they go inside to Javen amongst the trees. And Javen draws the foul against Drew Hoxie. And right now the Coyotes are just an extra step faster than South Mountain. South Mountain, they are spectating.
Yeah.
They're not playing, they are spectating. They are here for the sights and sounds of the arena instead of like imposing their will in this one.
And you could tell in that last rotation, it really was for the Coyotes. That was playing. They were having fun. They had the guys in the right places, and they were just looking for the right opportunity to make something happen. Working it around, making smart passes. I love a little grin on Lockie's face as he worked that last possession. So they're definitely in this game.
And Jamin misses both. 0 for 2. 44-27, 16 minutes left. Cash Callaway. 8 points. Leads the team in 19 per outing. Robinson from the outside, won't go. Javen among the trees. Works it over to Cohen. Great work by the backcourt of the Coyotes. Hinder. Ollie. Strong little hook in the lane. Ollie's got 8 points. And this season's been kind of a learning curve for Ollie. Came out of the gate so strong, and then with the team losing Parker Larson, a lot of the physicality down low fell on Ollie. That's Cash Callaway delivers. And so for Ollie, it's been a learning curve.
Yeah.
He's had to really take the brunt of the team's physicality down in the blocks, and the young man's delivering. Of course, in the offseason, probably putting some muscle on, paramount for him. But he has been a star here for the Coyotes in his freshman year. Cohen in the lane. Cohen, nice move. Cohen off the glass, off the spin. Cohen continues to impress. He's got 18 points, 6 in the second half. Callaway from long range. Cash Callaway. Long range bomb. He's got 13 now. The lead is 16 for the Coyotes. By no means do the Coyotes want to give Cash Calloway confidence or give him space. Worked in that corner. McCain up top, guarded by Robinson. Swung over to Cohen. Taylor picks him up. Cohen a couple dribbles, works back out to Javen. Loses the handle, tie-up situation. Checking in for the Coyotes. Nolan Christensen, the sophomore from Mesa Mountain View. Getting some valuable minutes. Nolan played a key role coming off the bench in last year's playoff run. Good team player. Mullowney works it inside, and Nolan will go to the line as they call the foul on Cash Calloway.
And Nolan Christensen.
Dr. Nichols complaining about that call because it came late.
Yeah.
And Nolan misses on the first.
And Nolan Christensen, even in his game against Phoenix College, played a few minutes, made an impact. I think he had 5 points or so, maybe a little bit less than that. But they put him in a kind of an unusual position, that down low post position. But he played aggressive, worked his spot, and contributed to the team greatly.
Makes 1 and 2. 15-point lead. Carter Crab about to check back in. Robinson works it to Cash Calloway. Calloway. And that was easy. Driscoll could have been called for an elbow. He got away with it. Some physicality being allowed here. Driscoll outplayed by Ollie. Ollie with a fake and bake, and Driscoll lost in translation. 51-32. Coyotes up 19. Calloway off balance. And now we're seeing Calloway put it on the floor, and that was an impressive move. Kept his balance and still had a good look at the rim. Calloway at the free throw line. Shoots 91%. And you got to figure if a guy of his skill set from the perimeter, he is going to be that much better at the free throw line.
Yeah,
Calloway sizzles there.
And look, I think we're going to see a lot more drive and take it to the rim fastball from Calloway, as Tegan Mullowney has swapped out for Javen Price. Tegan Mullowney, no diss to him, he's got great speed, he's got great talent, but he does not have the speed of Javen Price. And so you're going to see Calloway drive to the basket a lot more.
Calloway connects on both. He has 15 now. Shoots 45% from the floor, 43% from three. So pretty consistent numbers. Cash Calloway, sophomore guard. Big thing for the young man, $155, smaller frame, put some muscle on, right? It's almost like you hear that universally from any small player. Got to put some more muscle on, size up. He can handle the basketball and he's quick. You don't have to worry about his first step. It's electric and he can shoot anywhere on the court. Connor inside, Javen. Passes off the mark. Driscoll almost lost the handle. Taylor picked up by Mullowney. Calloway swings it over to Robinson. Williams going strong. Blocked underneath by Connor. Gets it back, and Williams put back move. He's got 10 points. Julius Williams. Cohen Aldridge about to check back in. The lead is 15. Sills not taking any chances here. Carter going in, and Carter draws the foul. Trying to put it in with the aggressive left-handed move. The foul on Robinson. And I love that from Carter Carab, going up strong with the purpose. Looked like Carter might have taken a hand to the face a little bit. But aggressive, strong move by Carter.
And a good read. I mean, he kind of came up on the man, slipped behind him, and got a wide open lane to his advantage.
We've seen some great recognition by the Coyotes tonight, by teammates knowing the personnel on their teammates and really taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Carter sizzling through. He now has 7 points. Christensen stepping out. And Carter's one of those guys, as the season's progressed, he's gotten better. And the box score, so many little things he does well and just really crashes the glass.
Yeah.
And as we see Carter connecting on 2 of 2, now with 8 points. Grab is putting up 5 rebounds a game, but it seems like in this one, he has so many more. That's Robinson. That's going to be a foul on Carter underneath. So now Ollie Hinder is going to check back in as Carter is going to check out. Ollie growing a little bit of a goatee to go along with his new facial apparel. Robinson at the line will shoot a pair. Rolls that one in. Robinson now with 4 points. South Mountain fighting for that 4 spot, trailing Glendale by 1 game. So they are motivated every time they step on the court. Because in the postseason, look, all you want is a chance. You get to the dance, anything can happen. You come out with more energy and effort, you can beat the home team. Then a couple things happen on the other side. Maybe you win. Maybe you upset that top seed. And then you're going to the national playoffs. Callaway gets it back. Callaway off the mark. Javen skying. Cohen. Good read. Gets it to Ollie. And they got a travel on Ollie Hinder. And the big thing, we know Pima, look, regardless of what happens in the regional playoffs, they're in. They're going to the national tournament.
They're a good team.
They're gonna have to like fall apart at the end, and that's not gonna happen.
No, they're currently ranked 2nd in the nation.
So the thing about Pima is if someone could potentially upset Pima, well, they punch their ticket and go to the national tournament as well. But Pima, make no mistake, they're in. Great move by Javen.
Wow.
Inside feed, Ollie, and that's going to be a goaltending against Robinson. But it all starts on the electric move by Javen Price. And Ollie now with 12 points. 55-38. This Coyotes team continues to impress. Losing 2 starters before the season in Ty Cochran and Parker Larson. Injuries galore. Lockie McCain missed most of the first half of the season. Kobe Mott suffered a broken hand. Will Coates now out indefinitely, possibly with a lower body injury. And yet here the team is, 2nd place. With a shot to lock up that 2nd seed and host a playoff game. Taylor. Oh, good read by Cohen. Cohen going in. And Cohen gliding in. And Cohen's great night continues. He's got 20 points. $57-38. Shot is up from the outside. Anderson cannot connect. Javen blowing by Cash Callaway. And Javen will have the opportunity to go to the line. And that's a mismatch right there. Javen he's one of few on the Coyotes roster that can guard Cash Callaway one-on-one. But Cash Callaway cannot guard Javen Price off the dribble.
No.
And Jamie connects.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, I'm not sure there's many guys in the league who can guard Javen Price off the dribble. He's a fast, electric player. We've already talked about that first step that he has is to get past almost anybody. But you got to love his maneuvering inside the paint when he got there. stepping in front, making the small adjustment so that he can get in a position where the ball's out of reach from a defender.
Javen's got 12 points, and he's been so good around the rim at recognizing where his teammates are. Oh, and Javen Price locks up Taylor. Taylor, that's a forced transition. And now the great kick out by Javen, right? The IQ getting better. Javen reading, saw two players collapsing, got it back out. Cohen, turnaround. Cohen, sizzling.
Wow.
He's got 22. And right now, look, there's a lot of things to be impressed about by the Coyotes, but the IQ of their playing basketball right now is just off the charts. They are really recognizing well. Great defense. Hoxie comes up empty. Lockie, almost a catch and shoot. Ali on the other end, plotting down the court. And a timeout on the floor, and the Coyotes have blown this one open. Now up 25, 63-38. And right now, if John Travolta was here, it'd be like the discotheque scene from Saturday Night Fever, because right now the Coyotes are staying alive and then some.
No, they definitely are. And what a great time to call a timeout by Coach Nichols. If I was a coach, I'd be calling it right after that. Just the absolute precision and play after play that the Coyotes are running, and you can tell they're having a good time while doing it, and that's exactly what you want to see from a cohesive unit, which is the Coyotes here tonight.
Coyotes are just a step faster, a step quicker. They're almost like thinking 2 plays ahead, and right now South Mountain is playing 2 plays behind.
Yeah.
And right now it's a long conversation for Dr. Daniel Nichols, the head coach of South Mountain, addressing his troops. And for South Mountain, look, there's a lot on the line. You're running out of time.
Yeah.
You're battling for that 4 spot. And, you know, we talk about the playoffs, Matt, right? And right now, if we looked at the standings, right now, Chandler-Gilbert would host a first-round playoff game if they can hold suit, and they would take on Scottsdale right here. And Coyotes have split with Scottsdale a couple times this season. But that 1-4 matchup, if Glendale holds on, they have played Glendale in Glendale, and they lost to Pima by 6 points.
Yeah.
And when Glendale's on, they've got a good team. Yeah. And athletically, they can match up with Pima. The big thing is mentally what Glendale team would show up if they remain to be the 4 seed. Right? Because if they bring their A game, it's not going to be an easy game. Let's just say by chance if Glendale should win that game and upset Pima and the Coyotes win their game,
Definitely.
the Coyotes could host a championship right here.
Yeah.
A lot could happen. Look, I have great respect for Pima and their incredible athleticism, but just as we saw last year in the Coyotes and how things fell out at the end of the season, anything can happen.
Yeah.
An injury here, a turnover here. David Jackson the other way, put back by Drew Hoxie. 63-42, 19-point lead. Coyotes now want to be aggressive, but also want to utilize the clock and get good possessions like they've been taking. And Cohen lets it fly. And Cohen, another good shot that just kind of rolled around the rim, but still, the shot is so on point. And Carter underneath doing the dirty work, and he'll shoot a pair. McKay Anderson now with his 3rd foul. Coyotes in the bonus. A 1-on-1 situation. And that's off the mark on the 1-on-1. Taylor with Cohen on him. Cash Callaway, make that McKay Anderson. Anderson with the good moves underneath. A little spin and then some by McKay Anderson. 19-point lead. Carter up top with David Jackson on him. 14 on the shot clock. Connor, top of the key. gliding. Lockie McCain, Anderson. Now they pull it back out. 5 seconds. Lockie will shoot it, and Lockie, ooh, good look that rolls in and out. But once again, the Coyotes, that little extra effort. Jacob Taylor and Carter Crab goes back to line. Once again, it's a 1-1. For the Coyotes, extra effort, that extra hustle. Moving when that ball's in the air, anticipating. And Carter gets that one to roll in. Now has 9 points. 7:27 left. And Carter coming up big at the free throw line. Coyotes with a 21-point lead. And Mr. Aldridge has got his camera out. He's shooting the game for himself. He's got home movies to show the grandkids for years to come. Love that, right?
The basket.
Oh, and that is Jacob Taylor finally getting loose. He's got 5 points. He averages 10 points a game. Thomas and Jamin Price about to check in. Carter being tracked down by McAnderson. Cohen swings it out to Maloney. Teagan, nice move. Connor in the corner. Connor blistering from 3. Connor Aldridge opens the lead back up to 21. And just a tremendous effort by this Coyotes team tonight. Once again, you know, they could play the woe is me and play like what's going to happen next attitude with Will Coates going down. Instead, they rise up.
Yeah.
Showing a lot of character. Cohen dumps it down to Carter. Carter, little spin, and Carter drawing the foul against Taylor. Carter Crab really becoming a strong post player.
Yeah.
Just really knowing where to operate and taking advantage of smaller bodies every time they're on him. Crab now with 11 points. Callaway back in, as well as Julius Williams. Maloney steps out, as well as David Jackson for South Mountain. Teagan Maloney doing a nice job just directing traffic for the team and helping the team utilize all the personnel.
Yeah, Teagan's been a great offset for Javen, letting Javen take a breather, maintaining control of the offense, help running it in his while he's away, and you got to have players like that. You got to have people who can step in and rotate through so you guys can rest.
Julius Williams off the mark. Javen Price, middle of the floor. Cash Callaway on him. Under 6 minutes left. Ooh. And a reach and foul. That will go against David Yurkowski. And the Coyotes, they're shooting.
Yeah.
So they'll take all the fouls possible. So if this game should end after 10:30, it's because South Mountain's fouling every possession. Bryce, nice stroke from the line. Javen with 13. A lot of Coyotes in double figures tonight. That bodes well for the team moving forward. (72-47). Cash Callaway swings it out. Hoxie was going for the rim rocker. Frustrated, he didn't put that down. That's Carter's 4th. Coach Silsby is going to ride out Carter as Hoxie will go to the line. I love the fact that Drew Hoxie, he was going with a purpose.
Yeah.
He just wanted to throw that thing down and make the gym shake. And I love that. That's what you want to see. You want to see your forwards, you want to see your big men attack and go with a purpose.
I don't know if there's anything we've seen from South Mountain tonight, men's and women's squad, is they don't quit when they're behind. They keep up going. They hustle, they grind, and while they are down quite a bit right now, they're still hustling. They're giving it their all.
And that was the beauty, and this is for your time, but if you ever watch highlights, Ollie up and in. Ollie, good move. Ollie with 16 points now. God, he's really filling the box score with a lot of different players. Callaway long range. A little too strong. Robinson underneath. Robinson and Hinder getting tied up. The glory and the beauty of Shaquille O'Neal back in the day. In his prime, no one attacked the rim like Shaquille O'Neal. He would just go up there and like you're in his way, he's just going to run you over and just tear the rim down.
Yeah.
He was such an unstoppable force down in the post. And had a chance to meet Shaq here on multiple occasions when I was doing local news, and as Drew Hoxie puts it back, and Shaq was always great. Gentleman, funny, charismatic, and that's how he is in real life. Just giving and caring and super. Thomas with a nice move, and Thomas strokes it. Soleil Thomas. And the lead is 26. Great effort locking up this South Mountain team that's averaging 75 points a game. That won't go. Connor, middle of the floor. Connor, smooth, gets it back to Jabin. Coyotes will just work the clock and get a good possession off. Ollie. And Ollie looking for the foul. Yurkowski misses a gimme. And on the other side, Ollie in that move. He's got the size advantage over Callaway. He should just dunked on him, right?
Absolutely.
Trying to go a little too soft. Instead of go strong on Callaway and just put it right in his face.
Absolutely.
And no question, his dad is in the stands. His dad's going to tell him the same thing. Ollie having a nice game at the free throw line and misses on the first. But you talk about checking the boxes tonight. Playing with a purpose, check. Playing with high IQ, check. Playing with determination and grit, check. And multiple players providing offense and great defensive moments, check.
Yeah.
And of course, coaching as well, spectacular. Ollie connects on 1 of 2. He's got 17. A lot of heroes in this one. Shot is up from the outside. Yurkowski gets into the box score. Coyotes up 25 as Nolan Christensen about to check in with Harold Merrick as well. Thomas misses from 3. Kobe Mott underneath. Loose ball. Aldridge. Thomas. Connor underneath on the great feed from Thomas. Once again, high IQ. 27 points. One time, South Mountain pulled within 3, and the Coyotes have just blown this thing open. And they've done it so many different ways. Defense, great offensive possessions, hustling second chance and third chance opportunities. Julius Williams has a lot to be proud of as he is getting some words said to him from the Coyotes bench, and he's going back and forth, having a little bit of a conversation right now. And Julius Williams has shown up. He's played well. He's got 12 points in this one.
Yeah, he's definitely hustled, worked hard, shown a lot tonight.
Has the ability to put it on the floor. Merrick and Nolan Christensen in. Thomas Mott, the whole second unit for the Coyotes. And Kobe Mott throws that one away with David Jackson taking it away. It's all food for thought now for the Coyotes as they're closing in on their 8th league win and their 15th overall. And when we look for the Coyotes, now riding a 3-game winning streak, they'll take it to Mesa. Mesa 3-9 in league, 6-16 overall. But once again, that's a situation right there when the Coyotes go on the road, go for the knockout early.
Yeah.
Just come out with such adrenaline and just put Mesa out of the pasture early. And that way they can get that victory and move a step closer to securing that second seed for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the time they need to be heating up, right? Take their game to the next level, show that they're a killer team from start to finish. And that's the mindset you need to be in the playoffs and go all the way.
And then they got Pima on Wednesday. Which, of course, that's the litmus test game. Thomas fires it up from long range. And Maloney keeps it alive. Once again, that Coyotes' extra effort. Thomas, Nolan Christensen. Nolan misses underneath. Final minute here from the Coyote Center. David Jackson lets it go. David Jackson gets his name in the scoring column. Harold Merrick running the point. Nolan Christensen almost had it taken away. Nolan down the lane. And Nolan will shoot a pair as David Jackson picks up the foul. And just really, for the closing minutes of this one, just a sense of relief for the Coyotes that starting unit and then some get to watch from the sidelines, soak it all in, and no one gets injured.
Yeah.
And I can't stress that enough. You say that. I try not to sound like jokingly, in a joking fashion, I should say, or sarcastic, but they've suffered so many injuries that this team, it seems like they walk on the court, they step on a crack wrong, and something happens. So it's really good to see this team get out of this one injury-free with an opportunity to get their 9th conference win against a Mesa team that's really struggling.
Yeah, for them to come through this, every game without an injury is huge for them. And they need all the buys they can get. But I think the fact, and you talked about this a bit, Joe, the fact that they have grown and stepped up to the challenge of all these injuries and not become a lower ranked team, but they've just stayed consistent and the guys have stepped up, that's huge. And I think that's courtesy of Coach Silsby. You know, a lot of his guys laying in redshirt, people don't see that on the broadcast, but he's got a lot of guys on the redshirt squad learning and growing with the team so that they're ready for the next season. I think that's played heavily to his advantage.
Coyotes, as time winds down, they get the job done. And they'll just let it wind down from there. Coyotes with the 82-59 victory. Cohen Aldridge with 22. How about Ollie Hinder with 17? Javen Price also with a big game with 14 points. Carter Carab also stepping up with 12 points. So 4 players in double figures, outstanding defensively, holding a team that was putting up 75 points a game to only 59 points. No question, they won the rebounding battle as well, and just an overall impressive performance by this Chandler-Gilbert team that rides their winning streak to 3. And this is after losing to Pima and then getting handled by Scottsdale on the road, and this team has come back. A win at Glendale, who manhandled them earlier right here on home court.
Yeah.
Then a win over Phoenix College, and now an impressive win against South Mountain to improve to 8-4 in league.
Yeah, if this is the team that goes into playoff mode or postseason mode, this is a team that can compete, they can win, and they can play against any team, and I include Pima in that conversation. There's so much that could happen the next few weeks as they lead into the postseason, but I'm excited for this upcoming Pima game. I think that's a story in the making. Obviously, the Pima upset them last year, the #1 ranked team in the conference, and they've been looking to get the win over them. So that's definitely a game to watch. But this was a great night that showed the prowess of all the players on the court. And if they can continue to capitalize on that, they've got a good chance in the postseason.
Cohen with 22 points, and we're seeing the evolution of a young man who's just gotten better throughout the season. It seemed at first he was living in the shadow of his brother, Connor, who was just playing so much better in the first half. But now Cohen is just, he's equaled, he's matched his brother and showing poise and in a variety of ways. Not just, it's the little things. The scoring is there, but the handling the basketball, the recognition of his teammates, playing with such high IQ. And that's what the Aldridge brothers have showcased throughout their season. Good shooting, good ball handling, good recognition on the court. Two key pieces that redshirted their freshman year. And it just shows that when a player comes on campus and they have to redshirt, there's a reason for it.
Sure.
There's a learning curve, and there's also the ability to work on the physicality. And for Connor and Cohen, and now Cohen really taking flight here in the second frame, it's really paid off, and Cohen played outstanding here tonight.
Yeah, there's no shame in being a redshirt, and it's worked greatly to their favor, especially in a season when you're injured or have a lot of injuries. But the Aldridge twins, they do such a great job. Sometimes you get players who are great in one position or in one spot on the court, but they're great in all different spots on the court. They can work the inside, they can work the outside, and they're composed and calm, and they've got that core vision, which makes them huge. And I think that's bleeding over into lots of players. We see a great performance from Cohen tonight, but I think we saw that level of IQ, calmness, composure from Javen, from Ollie, from Carter, and just all the guys on the court. And that's what made them shine tonight, and hopefully they can continue that forward.
Yeah, we look at Ollie Hinder with 17 points, playing with that face mask, and sometimes that's such a hindrance to a player. You're wondering how that would bother the player. Ollie just not affected at all, and then Carter just doing all the dirty work around the rim and just continues to really blossom in a role. Now showing he's got the ability to hit the little 10-footer, and then of course we've talked about it in great length. Javen becoming more and more confident driving to the rim. But what we saw tonight is his court vision.
Yeah.
He was really, really effective inside the paint. And on top of it, his ability to control the other team's best offensive player. And he locked down Cash Calloway. Calloway was coming in and putting up 19, and Calloway settled for 15 tonight. And for the bulk of when Jamin Price was on him, Cash Calloway was pretty much kept in check.
Yeah, Callaway, Javen did a great job locking him up and holding him. He could have been a much bigger threat tonight. Obviously, in that first matchup, 31 points. So holding him to half of what he scored in their last contest. But, I love Javen. You mentioned a lot of great aspects. I think his ability tonight, and I think we saw an elevation of his game to suck the defense down on him. We've seen him do great things at the rim, but bring the defense down on him and learn to kick it back out. And his speed, his aggressiveness, that really draws defenders to come and help and double team. And if he can master kicking it back out and getting the open shot for his teammates, just opens up a whole new level of his game. And that was exciting to see tonight.
Absolutely. So we'll take a short timeout. Coyotes with the 82-59 victory, now 8-4 in league. Of course, they just continue their surge here in the second half, 15-9 overall. They've won 3 straight. They've won 7 of their last 10. Take a short timeout. We'll see if we can talk to Cohen Aldridge and Ollie Hinder on the post-game report live from the Coyote Center on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network.
Well, Ollie, welcome to the post-game broadcast, and you had a tremendous game tonight. You played big, you played strong, and I just felt like, and Joe and I talked about this, your placement on the court, your court vision, and the team in general, just spot on. I think you had 17 points in total, so big numbers tonight. How'd you feel going into tonight's game? You've obviously played South Mountain before, but what was different about this time than before?
Felt good today. Yeah, the teams, we're starting to read each other without really reading each other, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
when we play, they're just finding me. Like I'm rim running, and Lockie knows that I'm coming down the middle. He knows to find me. I'm just trying to put myself available for my teammates.
Right,
Just
right.
Easily. But came into the game feeling good. Knew this was a game we had to win.
Let me turn this on real quick. There we go. Keep going.
There we go. Knew this was a game we had to win. This was one that we came in prepared, and now we're looking forward to Mesa.
Yeah. And speaking of Mesa, and then obviously Pima after that, took some road losses, right? Pima being one of them. But now it feels like this is, like you said, a team that's just really kind of coming together. And obviously you've had plenty of injuries, which Joe and I, some teams crumble under that, right? But you guys have really stepped it up. So what do you guys feel like going into the Mesa game, but then obviously Pima here on the home
We
court?
feel good. Yeah, we've been hit bad with this injury bug, but it's kind of made us stronger.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of a next man up mentality. We went on the road, played Glendale. I couldn't play, Will couldn't play, and we had Nolan step up, Harold, Kobe, guys like that were stepping up. And then today, Will's out, and we're all stepping up. It just feels like the more we play together, like every day, we're just getting better and better, and being able to naturally read one another.
Yeah.
Getting better every day.
That's huge. And Joe and I definitely saw that, and it felt like you guys were just a cohesive unit, really playing as one. Break down that Glendale game, because that was a big win. You know, they kind of came in here early on, put a beat down on you guys, but then you guys came out with the win.
Yeah.
And that was after a couple road losses and guys down, like you mentioned. So run us through that, because we weren't there for that.
That was a hard fought game. We knew heading into that it was going to be hard fought, and we had just come off a tough couple losses on the road, like you said, and we knew going in that they weren't going to just roll over and let us in their place. They weren't just going to roll over. So it was sort of that thing where we decided to flip a page almost, and we took that next step that we knew we needed to take if we really wanted to be competitive.
Yeah.
If we were just going to keep playing how we were in previous games, like the Pima game on the road where we just got absolutely blasted, or when we played them here, we kind of took it personally. They 30-pieced us on our own court. We knew we had to go out there and give it back to them, and we went in prepared, and everyone played really well and stepped up.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it looks like the beatdown you gave Glendale just has continued to pile over into these next games, and when we hope to see it continue.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling? Obviously, Pima, Joe and I talked about kind of the story that's been building against Pima. Obviously, beating you guys on the home court in that big last game, and then now you're back here on the home court with the last in-season game.
We know it's going to be a good game. We know how tough it is to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
So we know heading this Saturday into Mesa, that's going to be a really tough game. To beat them 3 times in a row beat a team 3 times is never easy.
Right.
And so then we know when Pima's coming in here to beat us 3 times, that's never easy.
Sure.
So we're going to be ready for both those teams. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Ollie, it's been super fun to watch. We're so excited for where the team's headed. You bring the muscle, you bring the power, and we'll continue to watch night after night. So thank you.
Man. Thank you.
That was a good dap.
That was good.
That was really good. Thank you. Hey, thank you.
And we welcome you back. We have Connor Aldridge, who led the way with 22 points in the 82-59 victory over South Mountain. And Cohen, you were stroking it. I mean, you seemed to be in a good rhythm. Your court sense was everywhere. If you weren't scoring, you were facilitating. And it just seems like the second half of your season is blossoming, and it seems like your game just continues to elevate. And your thoughts of tonight's game and of course, the strides you've made in the course of the second half?
I mean, I feel like I could always have been playing this way. I was telling the coach I can do better. Like I kind of knew I had this in the bag, so it feels good to finally be playing. I feel like to my potential, so it feels good.
And that's great. And tonight, what was really exciting to see was it was a complete team victory,
Of course.
up and down. I mean, you look at the stat sheet. Ollie Hinder had 17 points. Carter Carab, who's becoming more and more of a intelligent force in the paint with 12 points. Jabin doing a tremendous job with 14. Your brother knocked down some big shots. And it just seemed like everyone had their moments stepping up and making some big plays and a complete team victory. And that's going to be so satisfying when you go into the locker room.
Yeah, of course. It's great to have everyone pitch in. Even guys coming off the bench and stepping up. Everyone was playing their best game tonight, and it's fun to watch. It's good.
And Cohen, how satisfying is this little 3-game victory? Because this team has suffered so many injuries.
Mhm.
I mean, we can go from losing Ty Cochran before the season, Parker Larson, a game in, season-ending lower body injury. Will Coates now out. Lockie McCain missing for most of the first half of the year. Kobe Mott with the broken hand. I mean, it goes on and on. And to be in this position, to be in that second seed at 8-4, what does it say about the mental toughness of this team?
Like I said, it's always next man up. So we got guys stepping up, and it's been big for us. Even like you said, Lockie got hurt. He comes back, and he's been playing great. So everyone's it's a team effort. And yeah, that's what it takes.
And Cohen, we're getting down to the stretch run of the season. Is there kind of a self-awareness for the team how big these games are down the stretch? Because you're playing for playoff position, and look, if you can lock up the 2 seed, you get a home playoff game right here.
Mhm.
And how big would that be to open up the playoffs right here on home court?
Yeah, we were just talking in the locker room. Coach bring up that the third time we play in all these teams, it's tough to get a team 3 times in a row. So these are all big games, every single one of them, and we'll be taking it one by one. And like I said, every single one will be a big game.
You take on Mesa on Saturday. They've been struggling, and of course, you don't want to look ahead, but
Of course.
Pima comes to town. They're ranked in the top 5, and they've got the potential to win it all, and that's a big game Wednesday night. But first and foremost, it's all about taking care of business against Mesa on Saturday. Your thoughts of going there, and what kind of tone does the team need to set early to leave there with a victory?
You know, I think exactly like tonight is what I would say. I think we came in great today. The tenacity, the defense, running our offense, low turnovers. We won the rebounding battle. So all of that, we do that against Mesa, and we'll be fine.
Okay, well, we look forward to you guys potentially getting that victory, and of course, we'll be here. And as we look ahead, if you can get the victory at Mesa, then Pima comes to town.
Mhm.
And we're hoping the third time's a charm. And
Third
your
time's the
thought
charm.
of taking on Pima again, and maybe the third time you narrow the gap and draw closer, maybe even pull off a stunning victory right here.
Of course, I always think we can compete. Like I was talking to you off the mics. We started off 10-0, whatever it was. We were up, so I definitely think we can take them to the wire. I think we got it. Like you said, like I was telling you, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. So I think third one's the time.
There you go.
Uh,
And before I let you go, I want to let you know your dad, when you have your kids one day, your sons and daughters, your dad's going to have all kinds of home movies because he's in the crowd shooting all kinds of video of the game. And that's what you call a loyal dad right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, love it.
Love it. Absolutely. That's Cohen Aldridge, Pops 22. Coyotes get their 8th conference win, 15th win overall. They're back at it on Mesa on Saturday, followed by Pima coming to town next Wednesday. Cohen, great
Thank you.
night. Now the
Appreciate it.
perfect handoff from Matt to Cohen to Matt, who's going to step back in, and we're going to wrap this one up. Cohen Aldridge on his way out. Take care. And Matt, we've listened to Ollie Hinder. We've listened to Cohen Aldridge, and just an impressive effort by the team. Up and
Yeah.
down, the hustle, energy, attitude. You're talking about surging toward the most important part of the season. And right now, you can talk about the physicality, but right now the Coyotes have their minds on right, heading toward the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, they're locked in. And talking to Ollie, he mentioned how they took some whoopings. They lost on the road to Pima. I believe they lost to Scottsdale. And then something flipped when they went to Glendale, and they said, this is not the team we want to look like moving forward. And it really hasn't stopped since then. So they're excited for these next few games, obviously, to put in a whooping on Mesa. And they both said it. It's hard to win 3 games against the same team. So they're going to put in the effort in Mesa, and they feel confident for Pima, which is going to be a huge game, and they'll just keep going from there.
Yeah, and they have Mesa on Saturday. Mesa, of course, is struggling, and Pima comes to town. And, of course, the Coyotes want to mark their circle on next Wednesday's matchup, but it doesn't mean anything if they can't take care of business. And they are fighting for that 2 seed. And
Yeah.
if the playoffs started today, it'd be Pima, it'd be Chandler-Gilbert, the 2 seed, Scottsdale would be the 3, and Glendale would be the 4th. And if it started at that point and ended where those playoff matches would exist, Coyotes would host Scottsdale right here for the first round matchup, and Pima would host Glendale. And earlier this year at Glendale, Glendale lost to Pima only by 6 points. And Glendale, when they've got their A game on, they're as good as any team in this conference. And they're long, lengthy, athletic. They beat the Coyotes here handedly. So that matchup, if it all shakes out like that, could be one that could potentially be a stunner inside the walls of the conference. And if that could happen in Glendale, and all of a sudden Chandler-Gilbert wins their matchup, the Coyotes could host the championship game right here. So a lot of things could happen. And of course, before we dial this one up and call a night, Matt, your thoughts on the job Coach Steve Silsby has done with this team. I mean, I think about the injuries, and they've had so many, but here they are when they're cruising toward the end of the year on a 3-game winning streak, and they lost 2 starters, and Ty Cochran and Parker Larson. Lockie McCain also missed the first half. Will Coates, a starter now, he's going to miss the majority of the second half. And here they are in contention for the 2nd seed.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a masterful job in coaching. Injuries are no joke. It's one of the things you can't control as a coach, and yet he's taken it with strides. Every guy I've talked to in the post-interview has mentioned the next man up mentality. You don't get that every time from players. Sometimes they take the losses and they walk away and they don't put forth the effort. But the fact that every guy has bought into this next man up, put in the time, put in the effort and the hustle, it shows the development. It shows the development not only in skill that we're seeing night after night, but the development in a culture, in a team culture, and in development as just guys who play the game together. And we only get to see small glimpses here on the court a couple times a week. There's so much time put in outside of what's on the court, and Coach Silsby putting in the work, the effort and the hustle, and it's paying off. And we see it night after night.
Tremendous job by his coaching staff as the Coyotes now improved to 8-4 in league, 15-9 overall, and just continues to defy the odds and the lack of bodies, and they continue to find ways. And they are now on a quest to take care of Mesa, and then next Wednesday night, mark your calendar. If you love college basketball, this is where you want to be next Wednesday night as Pima, ranked in the top 5, a team led by Cohen J. Gonzalez, one of the top scorers in the conference. And, of course, he's got a big fan base. His mother, Candace Gonzalez, the head women's coach over at Mesquite High. So that'll be a big crowd here and a good atmosphere. And you're going to see some of the best young players in the country and potentially a team that has a chance to win it all right here. And Chandler-Gilbert, of course, going for that upset. He is Matt McCurdy, of course, for Russ Luce and all the great people, Steve Silsby and his great coaching staff. We appreciate the opportunity to showcase these fine young athletes, not just at Chandler-Gilbert, but throughout the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. Big night for the Coyotes. They get their 8th conference win with a big win over South Mountain. We'll see you next week right here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network as Pima comes to town. Have a good night.